Cheryl. Hello, Cheryl. Kailash will be with us also this morning, and you all can work out how you want to do things. He can only stay for like 3 hours, so you might want to plan to do something a little more heavy at the other end of the reading. If y'all work it out. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so delighted to have you. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. Espanja, hello, darling. How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. I answered a question for you the other day when you disappeared on me. You doing okay, sweetheart? Cheryl, she wants to be put on the list. I did get 2 songs. I got 1 song, but when I Googled that song, I got another song, and Spirit instructed me to give you the lyrics to both. Okay, so the song I got originally was Somebody's Somebody by Noah Garner, and we've had that song on this channel a few times. Make sure you're liking the video also and sharing it, please, and make sure you're subscribed. All right, so when I originally asked for a song, I got Noah Garner, but when I Googled the lyrics, I got the song by Prince, Somebody's Somebody. And it came out in 1996. So somehow 1996 and Prince, or whatever he called himself, the artist formerly known as Prince, I think he did away with his name and gender and all that. All right, so this song goes like this. Somebody, somebody, somewhere, someone. It's 2 o'clock in the morning and I just can't sleep. Outside the rain is pouring. I'm lonely as can be. Maybe tonight will be different than the nights before. I need to feel someone beside me. I can't be alone no more. Tonight I want to be somebody's somebody. Tonight I want to belong to someone. Tonight I want to be somebody's somebody. Tonight I want somebody that'll do it till the job gets done. The big old world can be so empty living in it all alone. I realize in its best disguise, a pretty house don't make a home. There's a hunger deep inside of me, how the fire burns. I want to give good love to someone and get good love in return. Tonight I want to be somebody's somebody. Tonight I want to belong to someone. Tonight I want to be somebody's somebody. Tonight I want somebody that'll do it till the job gets done. Somebody, somebody, someone. I want to be somebody's body. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Someone to hold me in that hour, midnight. Someone to console me when things ain't going too right. Someone to bring me dinner sometime. Yeah, mine, all mine. Somebody I can call all mine. At 2:05 in the morning and I got no one to call. I'm longing to hear another voice inside these lonely walls. Maybe tonight will be different than the nights before. Maybe not. I need to feel somebody beside me. I cannot be alone anymore. Tonight I want to be somebody's somebody. Tonight I want to belong to someone. Tonight I want to be somebody's somebody. Tonight I want somebody that'll do it till the job gets done. Tonight I want to be somebody's somebody. Tonight I want to belong to someone. Tonight I want to be somebody's somebody. Tonight I want somebody that'll do it till the job gets done. I don't want to be alone. No, no. I don't want to wait another day. No. I'll do it over and over and over and over, yeah. Oh, I don't want to wait. Oh, can I belong to you, baby? Oh, yeah. I want to belong to someone. Oh, slow, deep, and long. Do me over and over and over. Oh, yeah. If you're out there, come on, baby. I'll keep it hot for you. Tonight I want to be somebody's somebody. Come on, baby. Tonight I want somebody that'll do it till the job gets done. Oh, yeah. Somebody's somebody. And then the song that I originally got was this. It's called Somebody Somebody also, and it's by Noah Garner, 2022. Dear my old someone, how have you been? I know it's been a long time and we've got lives that we're living in. I was just wondering how you're doing and if you're just like me, going through the motions. I tried everything everybody said would help, but I haven't found anybody since you left. In between the whiskey and the women, I lost myself, and now the lonely's starting to hurt like hell. Yeah, the lonely's starting to hurt like hell. And I've been burning up this fast lane trying to get gone, but this moving on is taking way too long. And now I find it hard to believe that I could be somebody's somebody. Lately, I spend my time breaking hearts, 'cause I let 'em in and then we drift apart. And that ain't fair, 'cause they ain't seen the damage that you have done to me. But I just can't be the man they're wanting. And I've been burning up this fast lane trying to get gone. But this moving on is taking way too long. And now I find it hard to believe that I could be somebody's somebody. So here's to you and moving on real fast, burning down the road on a one-way track. I just hope I can find myself in Tennessee and maybe understand why the hell you left me. And I've been burning up this fast lane way too long, trying to get gone, 'cause the moving on is just taking way too long. And now I find it hard to believe that I could be somebody's somebody. So some of us had somebody and lost them, and they're gone, and we miss them. And some of us haven't had anybody in quite a while, or maybe never have really had anyone, and we want someone. If you're new here, welcome. I have a parrot that I've rescued, and he's done a lot of damage to my skin, and my hands look horrible, but I can't help it. They'll heal up, and they'll be fine again. I do need to get something to drink real quick, and then I'm going to get started. I got a fancy trailer. Thank you, I guess. Alright, so we'll start out with getting rocks. I'm feeling incredibly sad. Incredibly sad. Rocks to the spirits of this reading. I've been having trouble with my alarm system, so I've got to call ADT, because last night when I started looking into it, because the panel on the wall, if somebody goes up to the panel and tries to screw with it, it videos anybody that goes to the panel. Well, somebody screwed with it. They went around and checked all of my sensors, all of them. Took them apart even. The first rock I got is strength, focus, inspire, and accept. So there's something we have to accept here. Somebody is very inspiring. Your focus, or you have a need to focus and to be strong. That's what's coming out so far. All right, Spirit, help me with this reading, because somebody's feeling down and we got to raise that vibration because we have to vibrate where? At the level of joy. And we have to stay in the now if we want to manifest. And right now is a very good time to manifest. We can manifest pretty much anything we want. And I did look up the Venus is part of the, I guess, I don't know what you call it, trine, or it's not a trine because it's four. I don't know what you call that. It's an alignment though. And Orion and Sirius are in alignment with the Sun and Venus. And it is affecting our relationships. I think we're evaluating our relationships, and based on the music, I think we're right where we need to be. You're having to be strong, you're having to focus, and you're inspiring or inspired, and you're having to accept something. All right. Let me see what's going on over here. Hey, Kurt. Thank you, baby. You're always so positive. So good to see you. Known Kurt since I was about 13 years old. Great to have you, sweetheart. All right, so we're going to start out with something. I don't know what spirit. Where do you want to begin? All right, we're going to start out with the virtue cards. I can relate to the Prince song myself. I feel like I've been alone forever, and that might be where the sadness is coming from. Humility. There's a need for humility. Anytime we have a need for humility, it usually comes through humiliation. Somebody's lost their patience, and there's a need to obey, do what you're told by those in authority. I don't know what that's about. Could be married, could be God, your God, whoever you choose to call God. But somehow you've lost your patience and you need more humility. This is going to be an interesting reading for sure. And I was told to get these decks particularly, so let's look at them. Let's look at them. The Shaman's Dream is a very good deck of cards. Spirit, give us a direction that you want to go in with the reading. Besides humility and patience. Or impatience, I should say, in obeying someone. The Crossing and the Metox. Winter's Dream and Metox. Good to see you all here. Thank you for being here. I love you all. Always, always love you all. All right, Spirit, what's the message about? All right, we got two cards here. These are all read in the upright. Oh. I don't know what order these two came out in, so I'm just going to put them this way. 55, 43, and 16. Let's see what Spirit's talking about here. The farther gate, a bold step forward, overwhelm and plenty, and time to replenish. Number 55 is the farther gate, taking a bold step forward. When the farther gate card shows up it is a clear call to lift your eyes to the horizon and begin to walk towards your future. You are marching in place right now, stirring the dust, but not getting anywhere. Trust that your forward movement will lead you to a new direction you have already set for yourself, but perhaps forgotten or neglected because of your everyday busyness. The farther gate comes to tell you that an ending is at hand and that you can leave the old behind. Let it peel away like an old skin you shed. Do not hesitate. Cross the threshold boldly and you will be rewarded. If you continue marching time instead of moving, you will miss the opportunity. We've been told this over and over now in this collective. The gate is open. The next landscape of your life is within reach. But the window of time to pass through it grows shorter. Do not dally. A gift of the farther gate is to bring you to the fullest expression of your gifts, perhaps for the first time. It is an invitation to a sacred passage or new discovery, and both great challenges and opportunities. It is not a graduation. There are no rewards other than the exploration itself. You have been a farmer far too long, tilling the hard soil with the hard soil that now bears little fruit for you. Time to put on the explorer hat once again. And we saw that in yesterday's reading, that someone was letting the ground fallow. There was no more nutrients in their soil, and they had been digging somewhere, trying to plant where there was not anything good going to come of it, because the soil has to have time to fallow, and you haven't been letting that happen, okay? So, 43 says this: it's time to move on, and the window of opportunity is getting smaller. If you don't move on now, you're not going to have the opportunity anymore. And another one may come eventually, but it may be years, is what I'm saying. Overflow. So many good things are headed your way or are already occurring in your life right now. Yet you may be thinking that they're not possible or you're not worthy of them. Abundance is everyone's natural state before we project our restrictions on it. Defining what it means, who has it, who gets it, and so forth. Right now, take yourself out of your conditioning and look at your life through the eyes of plenty. There is so much beauty and love, opportunities and divine synchronicities destined to support your dreams abound and are lined up for you. Yet it's sometimes difficult to discern it all because you're bombarded with so much information and stimulation, distracting you from the truth that all is well. Sometimes all this overflow can be overwhelming, and you may find yourself responding to empathy overload, and fear about impending change and uncertainties. It's unmanageable. You feel like you're drowning in those emotions. And that's what I'm feeling. It's time to allow yourself to detach. Bring yourself back to your own life. Restore your faith in a power greater than you. And remind yourself to focus. Remember, focus? Focus on your smaller personal universe, which is much easier to manage. In a way, you know that you are a conduit for life's blessings. Remember that? Blessings? Was that one of them? No, Inspire was. I don't know where I got blessings, but anyway, we're going to have them. And can share them with others. That's where I think I got it from, the farther gate. You're gonna have so many blessings, you're going to be able to share them with others, making this perception of overflow profoundly positive. And you might have a fancy trailer and you might not feel like you have any abundance. And then number 16. But let me tell you something. There's a lot of people in this world that don't have a home at all, because I help them every day to find housing. Permanent housing. The empty well reveals that there is nothing for you here. The well is dry and the desert is encroaching on your once fertile garden. See, it's talking about you tilling that ground that's no good anymore. It is time to face this harsh reality and move on. Give gratitude and thanks for the abundance you have experienced, and let Spirit guide you to your next destination. This might mean saying goodbye to someone or something, insisting on changing the rules of the game. Stop diminishing yourself for the sake of another. Making yourself small will not produce the results you want. There is a lack of reciprocity of give and take. The empty well tells you that it's time to reclaim what is yours and return what does not belong to you. The shadows cast in your direction are not of your making. You do not need to react or respond to them, and yet they are real. Somebody's casting shade in your direction, but don't respond to them because they're not real. Somebody's trying to make you feel like you're diminished, you're smaller than you are, and you are shrinking yourself so that you can fit in their perception of you. Stop doing that. These shadows are projections that you are confusing for reality. You may have been offered a shovel to help you dig yourself out of an uncomfortable situation, a bucket or drink from the well, but you cannot dig yourself out of this hole. And remember that there is no water to be found in that well. Receive the empty well as a gift. Do not exert your energy and waste your resources by repairing the walls or mending the road. Follow the watercourse way, the aquifers that run deep in the earth, and you will be led to a new spring oasis. You can find these underground streams, these rich natural resources, in the subterranean depths of your own heart. So you're having to leave somebody behind because they're not giving you what they don't have the same feelings for you that you have for them, and they're not giving equally to the relationship. It's take always, and no give, okay? And we can't exist that way for very long because it will diminish our resources for one thing. But the law of attraction has to have constant give and take. If it's always give or always take, you'll find yourself on this ground just marching in place and stirring up dust but never making any progress, okay? Which leads me to our next card. We're going to pull a card from the Law of Attraction, the Well-Being deck from Jerry and Esther Hicks. Spirit, what would you give us today on our journey when it comes to having humility? For some reason, you're having to have humility, and you've lost your patience, and somebody is having to be obedient, do what they're told by those in authority. Somehow you're being told what to do, and you've lost your patience, but you're having to be humble. Might be a work situation. It could be a job. It could be a relationship. All right, what do we need to know today? Spirit guides and angels. What do we need to know today as a collective? Oh, there's a card on the floor. I'm going to take the ones that came out in the bottom of the deck energy. All right. So, what we have here is, I can always reach for a thought that feels better. Your decision to reach for a thought that feels good is a powerful decision, for it serves you in many ways. The better feeling thought reverberates within you. Excuse me. Opening pathways to well-being that reach far beyond the one good feeling thought. So there's a decision to reach for a thought that feels good. Somebody's solar plexus is blocked. Making a decision to reach for a thought that feels good is going to be more beneficial than just that original thought. So what's something that we can think of that helps us to feel good? That's what we have to kind of understand. Like, where do we feel good? What makes us feel so good? That's what we have to ask ourselves and find out. And the answer is going to be different for each of us. And how wonderful am I? We are wanting to awaken within you the memory of how wonderful you are, how good you are, and how worthy of whatever you are wanting you are. So some of us are not awake to the fact of how worthy and how wonderful we are. And they're trying to wake us up. I look for positive aspects in every experience. Now that's tough, especially in some experiences. Within every particle of the universe is that which is wanted and lack of it. By looking for the positive aspect of whatever you are giving your attention to, you maintain your connection to well-being. Did you get that? By looking for the positive aspects. First of all, within every particle of the universe is that which is wanted and lack of it. So every particle of the universe has both the lack and the want. So when you look for the positive aspects of whatever you're giving your attention to, you maintain your connection to well-being. So everything, it has positive and negative, the want and the lack. If you can reach for the positive thought of the desire instead of the lack, then you can manifest more of that. Okay? That's what's being said. And then, it is not my work to control others. Trying to limit anybody about anything defies the law of the universe. It cannot be done. You cannot control others, but you can control and create your own reality. Some people are masters at controlling others because they allow it. Some people are conditioned from their childhood to be guilt tripped and all kinds of things. And that's why it's so important to get therapy sometimes, because we can have conditioned ways about us that are so ingrained. They can come from generations and generations and generations. All right, Spirit, what is your message to us today? Can we see, please? We know that you want to be somebody's somebody, and somehow you've lost your patience and you're having to be humble and obedient. Somebody is inspiring, very inspiring, but you're having to have acceptance, focus, and be strong. There's a lot of questions I want answers to here. So I'm going to start out by asking, why are you needing to have strength? Why are you needing to have strength? May I see, please? Why are we needing strength? Somebody's hurt you and you're soul searching about it. This is all about you being hurt by somebody and having to accept that. This person may have humiliated you. The King of Pentacles did this to you. The King of Pentacles hurt you. For you are a King of Pentacles and you're hurt. Why is strength here? Because of the Two of Swords and the Knight of Wands. This person is having to be strong when it comes to making a very difficult decision and taking fearless action. And they've been through some hard misfortunes. Why are they having to focus? Because they have they regret comparing things, the way they compared things and they regret the way they compared them. They had to make a comparison and it was regretful. It's like I was arrogant and I wasted an opportunity to have something beautiful in my life because I didn't know what to do when it came to being brave, to being strong. I wasn't brave and strong. I was scared and didn't know what to do. And I feel that at some point you were very arrogant and wasteful. You didn't take this person's love even though they poured it out for you like water from a spigot. I mean, they just turned the water wide open and said, "Here, take everything. I want to be somebody." And you were like, "I don't want you. Yeah, I already have somebody else." And you compared this person to or maybe you had somebody in the past and you were like, somehow you compared this person. You may have compared them to yourself. And you were not using your intuition with this comparison either. The Queen of Cups in reverse. So that's why strength is here. Because you were in denial and made a decision with a lot of fear. You did it without fear, but you had a lot of fear. You were pretending like you weren't afraid. And now you regret your decision because this person was incredibly, incredibly nice and cared about you. But they couldn't use their intuition. And somebody can't get over this. Their dedication is being tested somehow. Now we know what that's about. Why is Inspire continuously showing up in our collective? May I see, please? What's the inspiration about? May I see? Is this the right deck? Spirit said for now it is. Somebody is very intuitive and compassionate, and they have had rest, and they've earned that rest. Why is Inspire here? Oh, that flew out. Wow. Because this person knows how to reflect. They know how to look at themselves and say, you know, they have humility. I think this person is very humble. The Two of Cups is here in reverse. They may have been humiliated because of a partnership that didn't work out, a relationship. We have a Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio in the house. And somebody was unstoppable. They were an unstoppable force, the Knight of Swords. And it looks like you had someone in your life and they left. They made the decision to leave. And why is this inspiring? Because they had a golden opportunity to just kick back and take it easy. Or didn't. The Ace of Pentacles is in reverse. So it's like you never had that opportunity to just kick back and take it easy. You've always had to be an unstoppable force. But you've been so loving through it all. I think you've watched somebody who has gone through a lot of tough, stuff. And still remained loving and kind to people. And shown compassion to people. That's what I'm getting. What are you having to accept, though? You're having to accept something. Dang. The Ten of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. This is making me so incredibly sad. What we have here is a widow or someone who's been divorced. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Scorpio. No, Virgo, I'm sorry. Virgo. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Virgo. And they have lasting security. They've been given lasting security. But what they don't see coming is problems with perfectionism. That's what you're having to accept. Is that this woman has been given a legacy. But she's alone. Something's about to change real fast, though. She might have red hair, kind of reddish brown hair. What's about to happen real fast for her? Oh, Temperance and the Lovers came out. This is a Gemini and a Sagittarius together. The Lovers is in reverse. So what she's about to have to accept is that somebody's going to be haunted by their choice. And they're going to have to be patient. And they're holding back. That's what they have to accept. Why are they holding back? Because they have to walk away. This isn't working, so they have to just leave. And this is delicate too. It's a delicate leaving. It's not something. This person was somehow humiliated and lost their patience, but they have regained it after being humiliated and having to be haunted. And someone walked away, or they walked away, and somebody's going to return though with confidence. Clarify the returning with confidence. But something's coming full circle, and someone's going to return with confidence. That's what I'm getting. And there's going to be a tower. It's just in delay. Can you clarify the tower? Oh my God. Some misfortune. There's going to be some misfortune. Show me the misfortune. Damn. The Ten of Swords is here. Whoa. Somebody's going to go through some deep anguish. May have already gone through that. This could be over. And now you're realizing how hard this was for this person to go through this alone. This person went through unimaginable pain. And they weren't chosen. They're healing from their loss. I'm channeling their pain. This person, the pain is just below the surface. They wear it well, but if you just scratch the surface, it'll come out. It'll come out. All right. Show me how this person's ex, or if they had one. Some of you do, some of you don't. I think all of you do, but some of you are just over the ex. Show me how the ex feels. They don't want to chase, and they feel like this is a curse. Damn. Show me how the ex feels. They're realizing that this is not a curse. But at one time they may have thought this was actually like a curse, but they're realizing it's not. They don't realize a commitment somehow. They didn't realize that you wanted a commitment, perhaps. Maybe you didn't realize they did. Alright, show me how the ex feels here. There's an ex here from something. It could be an ex-boss. It could be anyone in your life. Oh, beauty is spinning around. Somebody didn't realize how beautiful somebody was. They let go of somebody who was absolutely kind-hearted, charming, graceful, and just beautiful. And they let go of this person. They didn't want any fighting, anybody conflicted, or maybe they didn't want to be conflicted. That's how they feel. That's how your ex feels. Like they let go of somebody absolutely beautiful. And how does the other person feel in case we have a cross watcher? They feel like chasing. And they're tired of having no communication. Alright. How do you feel about them chasing? You don't want to send mixed signals anymore, and you're realizing that this is not a curse. So at one time, this person, this ex, sent you mixed signals, and they thought this was a curse. But they're realizing they were doing that, and they don't want to do that anymore, and that it's not a curse. And they're seeing through some clouded judgment. What are they seeing? This ex of yours, something's going on with them. They have memories. The memories that they have are really, they're nostalgic, they're dwelling, they're reminiscing, and there's bittersweet memories here. Why are the memories being brought up? Because of this being their divine feminine. This is their divine feminine. This could be their wife. This could be their mother. They're in a lot of pain. Somebody here's in an incredible amount of pain. Hello, Bill. How you doing? Bill Clinton, huh? I bet you that gets you a lot of attention, doesn't it? Alright, so what are you going to do besides chase over here? You're going to set boundaries. Good for you. Good for you. That's what you need to do. Set some boundaries and don't be chasing. You need to do something to distract yourself from this relationship. If they're not ready to have it with you right now, you don't try to control that, okay? Chasing won't help here. You need to get some boundaries in your life. If they're not ready, they're not ready. Outcome of your boundaries. No possibility for a second chance. So, I don't see any possibility here. There's not going to be any rejection. How will they treat you? How will they treat you? They're going to be distracted. Somewhat. Not 100%. You're not using your intuition? What do you mean distracted? That's why they're in pain, and this is not shocking. You're not shocked by this. They're in pain. So, they're also spying and watching you. What's the actual possibility of a second chance? Somebody's heart's not open. Why is their heart not open? They're missing you. Craving and desiring you. Okay, so their heart's not open. They're setting boundaries with somebody else. Oh. So somebody... Okay. You feel like chasing, or somebody might be chasing you, and you've set boundaries with this person. And you're like, there's no possibility of us having a second chance. My heart is closed because I miss this person. And they're not shocked that you're in pain because they've been distracted. But they have a lot of fond memories of you. And they're realizing that they let go of somebody that was absolutely beautiful. There's been some dark influences involved here. Can I see the outcome for this relationship? And fantasy came out. This is your fantasy. You're almost at your breaking point. What do you mean you're almost at your breaking point? When it comes to not being able to return, you're almost at your breaking point. Why are you almost at your breaking point? Because of being broken. There's distance between you and karma. Divine masculine is here. He's standing in his power. She came out in reverse. Okay, so for some of you, you're dealing with a twin flame. And it looks like somebody is tired of being humiliated or feeling humility. Like they're tired of constantly having to bow down and kiss somebody's ass because that's what they're being told they have to do. That's the feel this has, to be honest with you. Show me what happened here. May I see what happened here? Go all in or get out. Alright, what's being hidden? Tantrums are for babies. Grow up. And your friends miss your face. So somebody threw a tantrum because they wanted to see their friends. Alright, what's being shown? You might not know this happened. What's being shown? That they're going to agree to disagree and they're going to effing say it. What? Okay, hold on. We'll get to that. What's going to happen next? You're going to be stressed. What else is going to happen next besides you being stressed? What are you going to do about this situation? You can't just leave it open like this. You're going to say F your job and not listen. Okay. And then on the bottom of the Jack is you're going to stop trying to control everything. Huh. And you will not shut up. You're a big tantrum. You're a big baby who throws tantrums. And you have to agree to disagree with this person. You remember I said they're tired of having to bow down and kiss this person's ass? That's what they're going to say. I'm sick of that. F your job. I'm not listening. And stop trying to control me. I don't care about your job. You're going to be stressed. Not care about work. Not listen. And you're going to stop trying to control everything. And you're not going to shut up. It's like this person constantly spouts off whatever, and you're like, I'm not listening to this. I'm not. I'm just going to agree to disagree with you. Why did I always say I don't trust you? I don't believe you. I think you're full of, shit, and that's just where it's going to be. All right, what's going on here? Show me a little bit more about what's going on here. I want a little bit more. Somebody's at their breaking point and coming up with a strategy. There is somebody who's in a very unhappy marriage or long-term commitment is what it looks like to me. And they know that you are by yourself and they want to be there. It's what it sounds like. I don't know. Let me try to find out. Show me how this happened. Somebody was escaping, but they stopped. They stopped drinking or drugging. They gave it up. They gave it up. They decided, I'm giving this up. The holidays are over. It's time for me to start being more responsible with my life. All right, what's being hidden or something like that? That they were pretending that they were not going to change. Or they were pretending that they were going to change. So somebody was pretending, oh my God, I can see it now. They were hiding liquor everywhere. They had those little bottles that you can get. This person was pretending like they were giving up their addiction, whatever their addiction could be. They could be addicted to like looking at their phone all the time because of their money. They might be looking at the stock market. This could be somebody that's, works too much or something like that. It doesn't have to be drugs and alcohol. But the picture certainly depicts it as alcohol. It came out in reverse, which means this person told you either go all in or get the F out. And they were like, I'll stop drinking. I'll stop drinking. I'll stop doing whatever I'm doing that's obsessive. And then secretly they're pretending. And unchanged came out in reverse. They're not going to change. They're pretending like they're going to change. See what I'm saying? This person has tantrums because they want to see their friends and they're pretending, but they haven't changed. Alright, what's being shown besides agreeing to just, oh, should I let it fall, Spirit? They will call, I'm missing you, and you're my secret love. Oh, and what's going to happen next? You can't let them go, and you don't want to lose hope. So what's going to happen? You're realizing that you're not in love with somebody that you're married to, and you are probably going to end up getting a divorce. And you're looking up someone online and possibly dating someone online, something to that nature. Alright, so now we know what's going on here. I'm going to leave those out for just a second until I pull cards on this. I want to find out what these people would say. Alright, the one that's pretending like they're going to stop drinking and drugging, what would they say to the other person, their spouse? Or the secret love, whoever they love, what would they say to the one that they love, the one that's pretending? They would say, I love everything about you. I think we have a pretty unique connection. And I could talk to you for hours and hours. Remember, they will call, I miss you, you're my secret love. They love talking to you. So this person that's pretending like they've given it up, I don't know what they were doing obsessively, but they pretending like they're changed, but they haven't. They want to talk to this person desperately. What would the person that's their secret love say in return? It sounds like they have a very special connection. I really wish you would give me some space. So they're wanting space. There are so many feelings I want to share with you, but I'm shy about opening up. So this person wants to open up to you the way you have opened up to them, but they won't, and they need some space. It's comforting to know we have each other's support when it matters. But you don't, because, see, they're giving more than you are. This person is saying, I love everything about you. I think we have a very unique connection, and I could talk to you for hours. And you're over here saying that I really wish you would give me some space because there's a lot of feelings I want to share with you, but I'm shy about opening up. I want to keep this secret. The secret love could just simply be that this person is very secretive. They won't open up. And that's very frustrating to the one who is opening up. And you all have each other's back when it matters. This could be the spouse. Like, you might not have a secret lover. You just might have a hard time expressing yourself. I don't know. What would the wife or husband here say? There is somebody else. There is so much that we can learn from each other. You're the person I want to do life with. And I don't have feelings for you, but I don't want to hurt your feelings either. Oh my God. Therein lies a huge problem. So you don't want to hurt this person's feelings by telling them you're no longer in love with them. So you're acting like you want to do life with them. You're realizing that you have learned a lot from this person. Like, y'all have probably learned a lot of lessons the hard way in this marriage or this relationship. What would the person say in return? Because they're, oh my God, you're just doing this to be polite. So, wow. They want to do life with you, but they don't want to hurt your feelings either by telling you that they don't love you. They don't have feelings for you. They want to do life with somebody they don't have feelings for. I wonder what would happen if we joined forces. This is what the other person would say. I definitely want to spend more time with you. Maybe there could be more between us, but I wouldn't want to jeopardize our friendship. And if you ask me, I would say no. So this husband and wife, it's not really a relationship at all. It's more like a friendship. And not even, why are y'all together? Why the hell are you together? Whoever this is needs to be with this person they're so in love with. You're pretending like your feelings haven't changed and throwing tantrums because you want to see this friend you're so in love with. Oh my God. Oh my God. I've seen it all now. I have totally seen it all now. This is, ooh-wee. America's got a problem. Wow. Okay, now we see what's going on here. There's no need to keep beating a damn dead horse. You got to get your stuff together and stop being with somebody because you don't want to hurt their feelings. Because guess what? Their feelings are going to be very hurt when they find out that you have no feelings. That you just didn't want to hurt theirs. And that you're in love with somebody else. Baby. Honey, sweetheart, what are you doing to this person? You're hurting both of these people and yourself. Oh, wait, something's turned over. I recognize how special and unique you are. Wow. You got yourself somebody beautiful that you let go of, and you're regretting it. You are regretting it. Alright, so we see what's going on here. We see. Alright, I'm getting hot. I got to come out of something. Something's got to go. Hang on. I think we're pretty much finished with this reading. Like, we might get some guidance, but I recognize how special and unique you are. I can tell you what the guidance is. This husband or wife, they need to get a divorce. I mean, I don't normally say things like that. I always try to say, like, work their problems out. But the cards were very specific. They are only friends. At this point, you are only friends. I don't even know what you're still doing together. But you ended up somehow together. And you don't want to hurt this person's feelings, but let me tell you something. You're already hurting theirs, yours, and this person that you love in secret. Okay? So, it's time to make a decision. And I think that also is where the humility comes in. That's where the acceptance comes in. And you're losing your patience. It's like you're about to hit your breaking point because you and this person argue a lot. Alright, spellcasters, can you Sacred Destiny, can you give us any guidance on how to handle this? Oh, that flew out. That flew out. They says you need to forgive. Time to forgive. Forgive. And be diligent. You got to get away from that ground you've been tilling. It's not producing anything anymore. It's time for you to go into the earth, into the aqueducts or whatever they called them. Aqueducts. I mean, there's a need to forgive. Or maybe it's saying they will forgive you for making this decision. Let's see what Spellcasters has to say about this. Spellcasters, what say you about this? Spellcaster says you still have your friendship. You're not going to lose your friendship. That's still going to be maintained. For some reason, they're bringing that up. And you'll also have your happiness in addition to the friendship. I think that they know you're in love with this other person. I think they do. I totally think they do. What might be the outcome here? May I see, please? You need to use your intuition. Alright, what's the outcome? The winner is here. What about the winner? There's going to be a rebirth in the winner. That regret that they have, they're thinking about that right now, and that's being transformed this winter, it looks like. those regrets that they have of letting go of somebody who was so beautiful and knowing that they were with somebody that they just weren't, they had no feelings for the person. They may have been cold to you also. There's a huge transformation happening here. Outcome of the Pluto transformation. Somebody's going to celebrate gifts in abundance. What else? Somebody's taking care of themselves, but somebody doesn't see their part. What do you mean you don't see your part in taking care of yourself? Because of the suffering that's happened to you in the past. Why are you suffering in the past? Because you won't end this cycle. You don't see your part in ending this cycle. What is your part in ending this? Okay. You're not the twin flame and you're at a distance, or you're not with the twin flame and you're at a distance. Why is not twin flame here? Why is twin flame in reverse? I think this might be the husband. Because you're separated. You're being rejected. They have to get rid of an external third party. They have a hot attraction to somebody, and they don't want to be tempted or deceptive. So what are they going to do about the distance? Because it looks like you're at a distance. That's where the forgiveness needs to come in. There's no forgiveness. Why is there no forgiveness about that? Because this person was cold to you, and you have assistance from your spirit guides with your stability, harmony, and flow, and with this person being cold to you. This would bring your wish fulfillment. Outcome of the twin flame. Oh, wow. Look, your higher self and your ancestors are helping you. What are they helping you with? Look, the Ace of Cups came out. I don't know what that might mean for you, but this typically represents a lot of self-love, and also it can represent a new romantic cycle beginning, the beginning of something new. This could be somebody look, you're going to have union with this person. You're going to have a union. You could also end up pregnant, so if you don't want a baby, be careful. You're not going to sabotage this either. Do we need to know anything else before I close this? There's about to be an unexpected storm because of somebody having a very hot, Mars hot attraction. Look, they're going to get them some of that. I'm just saying, I don't mean to sound crude, but that's what's happening here. They're like, I know this person is so alone, and I left them alone, and I'm going to make this right. And I've been keeping them a secret, and I have felt bad about that. Alright, is there anything we need to know out of here? Oh, wow. Twin flame came out in marriage. You might be married to them, or you might be going to be married to them. Look, you're going to get a second chance. I'll be damned. Why is marriage here? I'm going to put twin flame back in the middle of the deck. Why is marriage here? Because you are married to a soulmate who's obsessed. Then why? And that's what you regret. Why was twin flame there? Because that's the friendship. And that's the one that you like to talk to so much. And somehow children are a factor. What's going to be the outcome of the friendship? Strictly sexual came out. Why are you saying that? Why would it be strictly sexual? Maybe it was in the past. You've healed from that. There's been an apology. You have stability now. And there's obstacles to you retreating from something. So maybe it was strictly sexual between you and this twin flame in the past. What's the now? They're unavailable because they're married. So what's going to be the outcome? They're going to take a leap of faith and release somebody and wake up and have those regrets. What are they going to do when they take that leap? What is the leap? What is the leap? Spirit said use your intuition. It's that new love that I showed you. I think it is the twin flame. For some of you it is. For some of you it might be somebody new. Take it as it resonates to your situation and your life. Alright, what spiritual gifts are operating here? Time is a factor and wisdom. The three monkeys. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. And time. Your loved ones in spirit, we saw them already. Anything else? You're going to have an epiphany. It's just coming slowly. And somebody just doesn't see their part in this. Why do they not see their part in this? Because of the clouds in reverse? They don't use their intuition at all. Like, they don't even look up at the sky. They don't notice sunsets or sunrises or anything like that. It's all just goes. They don't think about the stars, the planets. They don't think about any of this stuff. They're just not awake. Anything else we need to know? There's that transformation. You have spirit guides that are transforming the hell out of this. Starting something new. You're going to be starting something new very soon. Let's see if we can get a time frame on it. Spirit, can we get a time frame on this reunion? Because this is a reunion is what this is. On a cloudy day within a week. It might be different for all of you. So if you get something that doesn't make sense, just take what resonates. In August, within a week. Something could have happened in August. Someone could have been born in August. August could be significant, and you might have this within a week. On a hot day within a week. It looks like it might happen within the next week. And these other things are significant, too, somehow. Alright, talk to me. When is this going to happen? You could have met with them last time on a really hot day, and they're going to see you within a week. It's going to happen in February. Within 3 months. Within 3 months and in February in the afternoon. So for some of you it's going to happen within 3 months. And for some of you it's going to happen in February. And some of you it could be this afternoon. But it looks like there's going to be a reunion very soon. So hold on to that. There's something being changed with this. They don't love each other. The person they're with, they're not in love. And they're having to have humility. But they're losing their patience with it. Because they're tired of kissing this person's ass. This person makes them do what they're told. Nobody likes that. Nobody. I don't know what else to say. I think we're going to kind of leave it there. What would this person in Divine Masculine on this reading, what would his best friend say to him about this? You don't need to be happy all the time. Tomorrow will come. Alright, what about Divine Feminine? Honesty saves time. Let that shit go. Alrighty. Okay. I'm going to take a break. And then when I come back, I'll answer some questions. Before I do, what's going on with Divine Masculine's money? There's going to be a change when it comes to the underworld. What about Divine Feminine's money, Spirit? Divine Feminine, somebody's doing spell work. Somebody's a helper. And they play in sports. They're into sports somehow. What can be the outcome of the spell work? Ooh. The Soul Tribe. The Soul Tribe came out in reverse. Somebody's going to change Soul Tribes. Why did you say that? Because they ain't getting, there's no luck in the one they're in. What's going to be the outcome of changing? There's a windfall, but it's in reverse. Spirit's going to activate new gifts. Why is your windfall in reverse? Because you're not a workaholic. What happens if you are? You'll have real estate. What's the change for Divine Masculine? Making peace and stop settling for being in an unhappy place for somebody you don't love. So let's put windfall back in. What happens if you're a workaholic? Oh, you're going to use your voice? You use your voice and gossiped. And somebody needs to grow up there and entertainer, but they're not doing it. They're supposed to be entertaining, but they're not. Oh, I hate when gossip happens. Let's see what they said about us. What does this fool say about us? They've been digging dirt. They've been looking for dirt on you, or you have them. What else? They got the inside scoop. They're into you, and they're not a spiritual hater. And they're making moves in silence. What are they doing in silence? Using scarcity tactics, but they're not being a cyberbully. What? And there's a card turned over. They're not a divination abuser either. Why are they using scarcity tactics? They're threatening. What are they threatening? To be too busy winning and to reject them. Okay. Looks like they're fighting with somebody. Same shit, different day, Spirit said. Yeah, it's just a lot of nonsense going on in this relationship. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it while you still have some... I'd be humiliated too. Look, my belly's showing. I got my shirt hanging all the way out. Let me go take a break. I'll be right back. Get some questions if you got any. If not, I'll see you later. Somebody's got something going on with their right side. Be having gallbladder problems. You might want to have that looked at. Alright, I'm coming back to answer. If you're still here, I'm back to answer all your questions. Bring them on. The Sponger, what's up? Hey, Dee. Good to see you again. Ooh. I almost choked on my drink. Went down the wrong way. Richard! Hey, sweetie! Esponja, where you at, girl? Come, bring it on, baby. Bring it on. Oh, thank you, Richard. You're so sweet. Hey, Rhonda. Esponja is always coming in and then taking off. So, there you are. There you are. My apologies for accusing you wrongly. You stuck around this time. Good girl. Thank you so much. Let's see what your question is. Alrighty. We got this. I can't see it. There we go. Carlos was full of hate yesterday. And I have 2 days off. Go back to here. Okay, you have 2 days off, and I don't go visit him. I can't hear him talking. Why he not romantic and scares me? Do he answer? Do he want another woman? Okay, so he was full of hate yesterday. You haven't seen him during your time off. What, Esponja, what do you mean by you can't hear him talking, sweetheart? Do you hear him talking like, is that like telepathy? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Okay, glad to know, glad to know. I did answer your question that day, if you want to go back and see it, but it was saying that you don't need to give him a second chance. So, he talks over you? Okay. Let me see if I can find out. How does Carlos feel? Spirit said, I'm spitting. Ooh. Spirit said, get this. How does Carlos feel about Esponja right now? Receptive and like he's better off. Better off and receptive so far. Like he's receptive but rejection. It sounds like to me he is conflicted. How does he feel about Esponja? Like it's a spiritual connection and he's receptive. Alright, show us how he feels about Esponja. May I see, please? Thank you so very much. Like it's only you. He wants to start again. And somehow he feels like he's been misunderstood. What do you mean misunderstood about having another chance? He doesn't want to be alone and he's been secretly watching you. What do you mean secretly watching? He's been secretly watching someone else. He's been roaming wild. One day, someday, another time. So he feels like it's only you. He doesn't want a new beginning, and he's lost. Like he's made a lot of mistakes, and he may want to go. Yeah, he's been cold to you. Someday, somewhere, another time. All right, Okay, let's pick it all back up. Is there anyone else in his life? Divine masculine and only you. Alright, I'm gonna put these up. It's only you, and we know this is your twin flame. We've been seeing that for a while now. Show me if he wants to be with Espanja. Forgiveness and trust, Espanja, sorry. There needs to be forgiveness and trust. Compromise and trust. Don't compromise when it comes to trust, okay? Does he want to be with Espanja? No. And compromise. It's like he wants to do it on his terms. Does he want to be with Espanja? Romance and opportunity. So that would be a yes to me. Alright. Does he want to be with anyone else? It's unlikely, Spirit says. A year from now, it's unlikely. For the next year, it's unlikely. It's only you. But he has been roaming wild and maybe looking at other people on social media secretly. He might be like looking at some of those pornographic type sites or something like that is what I'm feeling. Or maybe he's just looking at another woman, but he doesn't want to be with anybody else. It's only you, baby. Let me see what he might say to you. Since y'all haven't really been talking. What would Carlos say to Espanja? Sexual desire on the bottom. What would he say? He would say, my emotions are overwhelming me. And how could you love me after everything? Okay. How could you ever forgive the mess I've made? And it's in reverse, so it's kind of like he's saying, you're never going to forgive me for the messes I've made here. What else would he say? He would say, I don't know where to start. I can't make a decision. And I'm better with my mind than my heart. And you were right, but in reverse. So he's saying you were wrong. Why were you wrong? Don't treat me the way you do. I don't deserve it. And you're too nice. I don't deserve your kindness. And he has painful memories of the way the relationship has been going because he treats you so poorly. I have another question I'd like to ask of the angels, if I may. Is Carlos ever going to change and be kind, loving, and compassionate? That's not enough information, but if you believe, right now we don't have enough information to make that decision, but if you believe. Okay, so the only other thing I want to ask, and then we'll move on to DG, is I want to know when is Carlos going to straighten up and fly right? You know what I mean, Spirit. When is he going to do that? Within 10 years in January on a snowy day at noon. Miss Maja, can you handle this for 10 more years, baby? That's what Spirit says is going to have to happen. What are the blocks here? May I see what the blocks are for Espanja? Not compatible. You don't really believe there's a match for you. Have an open mind. Alright, what else? You're losing yourself. You feel lost in your partner. It's okay to be yourself and have your own life too. And you feel unloved. You deserve someone who can support you emotionally and love you fully. And you're too passive. Take initiative to meet someone and keep the passion ignited. You may have to move on to someone else for a while, Esponja, until he's ready, because it's going to take a long time. Okay, baby? Love you. Okay, I understand what you mean. When you try to talk to him, he talks over you and ignores you. He doesn't listen. Kind of like what was being said in the original reading. That happens in a lot of marriages. Okay. Who's next? DG, are you next? Hey, what's up? What you want? What you want to answer for today, buddy? You want to just pick a card? You got it. You got it. Alright, Spirit, what do you want to say to DG today? The first thing I want to see is what spiritual gifts are operating in your life. What spiritual gifts are operating in DG's life right now? May I see, please? Infinity came out, numbers came out, and your third eye came out. But for some reason, they all came out in reverse. So, why are you so deep in your head right now? You feeling crazy? It looks like you're feeling a little crazy right now. But you really do have a lot of abundance. You have a very strong gift with numbers. Or you're seeing repeating patterns of numbers. But I think you're gifted with numbers. And you have a very strong third eye. But right now you're feeling a little out of whack. Like this alignment might have you feeling a little out of sorts. Just like the rest of us. It'll pass. It'll pass. Alright, anything from spellcasters for DG today, Holy Spirit? All your cards are coming out in reverse. Okay, you feel like you don't have any good luck. But you're getting clarity on something. There's something you're getting clarity on, and that's when the cards start turning upright. It's like you have been unsure or something about a situation. What's DG getting clarity about, Spirit? Fill in the blank and that haunting loss. You got the wild card, DG. What is DG feeling clarity about? This Queen of Cups that keeps showing up and a haunting loss. It's like you lost somebody that you really love or you feel like you're going to. What is going on for DG? What's the clarity, Spirit? That Pisces moon we're having is really, it's having a huge impact on you for some reason. And you feel like you have, it's like you have so many decisions and choices and I don't know who to choose or what to do. And I feel like I'm going to lose somebody special to me. Show me the clarity. You're getting clarity on a huge ending of something, like a chapter coming to a close. What is this chapter? The information that you have being disconnected, spying, basically, maybe, or just not thinking correctly, not seeing. The Page of Swords is like a thought. And the information you have, that's why you're feeling crazy. Why is the Page of Swords in reverse? Because you are a Knight of Swords and you are going to be an unstoppable force. What is DG going to do? You're going to have a glorious win. The Six of Wands is here. It's like you're going to do something that's going to give you... You're going to come out on top. However, you're not going to be happy. And there's no... It's like the reward is empty. It's like this was all for nothing. I sacrificed it all for nothing. And you're accepting the trauma that this has caused you. You got victory. Like you won something. And you did it by being a bully. Like you were a bull in a china shop here. And you got what you wanted. But it didn't bring you the happiness or the fulfillment that you desired. That's what you're realizing. And it has something to do with the Queen of Wands. This could be a Leo for sure. Sagittarius. Definitely could be a Leo. So what's going to be the outcome of this realization? Strength is here sideways and the King of Cups is in reverse. That strength rock that we had, you're going to have the strength. And this, for some reason, this person has a prosthetic leg that could be significant. They also have a tattoo on their back. Ooh, my stomach's growling. Somebody wants something bad. Your emotions are out of control right now, and you're gonna get stronger. Woo! A ruthless wind, Fiji, and a heavy burden. Be careful that you don't. What's gonna be the outcome? That's gonna be hard to decide. But there is hope for something. It's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what the hell to do. If that's the feel this has, is I don't know what the hell to do. Why is there hope then? Because somebody's lost their motivation. Clarify that. There's going to be unexpected setbacks. And you're not using your intuition when it comes to comparing this Queen of Cups with that Queen of Wands. This Queen of Cups is your identical match. Outcome of the setbacks. You're going to end up letting go. You're going to stop remembering all the good times and let this go. And somebody's not using their intuition about something. A new love and the Fool. It looks like you're going to take a risk on somebody new. Why is what is being let go? The Wild card, the Hermit in reverse, that heavy burden. You have been carrying the whole burden, or you're gonna be, and this is gonna cause friction and conflict, and then fill in the blank. There she is again. There's that Queen of Wands again. DG, you got a lot of complicated shit going on right now, and I don't suggest you do anything at this moment. But listen to your own intuition, okay, baby? Ooh, what a reading. Okay. Good to see you again. Alright, who was next? I can't remember. Happy New Year to you too. You're welcome. I don't see anybody else unless I missed something. Oh, Richard, okay. Okay. Thank you, Cheryl. What about my gifts and the way to put it to work for others to get financial freedom? Well, Richard, what are your gifts? Do you know what they are? Can you show me what Richard's gifts are, Spirit? Richard? Okay. That's what's coming out. It looks like you are gifted at reading T. The reading. When doing your reading, record everything that you notice, then take a moment and let the information settle. Don't rush to decipher the message, but meditate on your question before answering it. Next, start decoding. For example, in your cup, you might have seen the following things: a boat, the number 3, and a cat on the rim. An anchor, the letter M on the side, and France, the number 5, and a ring on the bottom. You can interpret that to mean your female friend will visit you for 3 days. You will be working at a museum in 5 years, and you'll be married in France. Or you'll be traveling to adopt 3 cats. You'll become a manager at your new job in 5 months. You'll move from France and meet your future spouse. Use your best judgment to see how the symbols fit into your life and what makes sense to you. So it looks like you might read tea leaves, or should, for one thing. And also, you might be a palm reader. Yeah, it looks like you have a strong connection to this tea reading. Any other spiritual gifts we need to know about? You have some very powerful spirit guides, and something is about to change when it comes to your gifts. You're going to have an epiphany. Spirit's going to give you downloads about a new gift. It could be the psalmistry, the palmistry, and the tassography, tea leaves, and reading palms is what I'm getting so far. How can Richard turn around the financial side of his life when it comes to his gifts? May I see, please? That's what's going to change, and it has to do with the underworld. Find unconditional ways to explore new sources of income, sex, death, hidden knowledge, probing into the mysteries of life. As the world evolves, so can your means of earning money. and divine timing is a factor here, Richard. What I will say to you about earning money, I have I have a Google page, and a lot of people get a lot of people see my page, and if I would have worked harder on my having my website, because I at one time had I still I guess do have a website, I just don't use it and I don't keep it up. But you could probably, I'm gonna say, open up a shop in your home or in a building, because I almost did that one time. I had the ability to rent a room in a building, and the building was haunted. And in fact, when I went down there to see the building, I got turned around. And I've lived here my whole life. And when I left that building, the building had some kind of power over me to the point where I couldn't remember which way to go. When I came out of the building, I was lost. And it's an old building downtown, and I live in a historical district that's known for its roots. It used to be the the head of the Wiccan church used to be located here, and there's a lot of history of haunted houses and haunted buildings, but that particular building was over an antique store, and the whole building is haunted. Everybody knows that, and they use it for metaphysical type deals. So you might get involved. If I had have opened that business, I would probably be very successful and making a lot of money at doing what I do. Because at that time in my life, I was also working with the CIA and the police department and doing a lot of other stuff. And I kind of backed away from all that because I went back out and got into my profession. So this is the first time in a long time that I've shown my face on camera. I used to be on camera all the time. And I stopped doing it because on my last job, my individuals that I worked with, they were able to stalk me. And they would find me and watch me. Which, I mean, I didn't care, but I don't know how my company would have felt about that, because I was representing that company. And the company I work for now is very, very strict that we not put anything on our, the only time we can put anything about our job is on LinkedIn, and they encourage us to do it on LinkedIn. But any other social media platform, we can't even put where we work, because they don't want anybody stalking us. And I kind of work with clients now, but I do more of the paperwork, and I have to go out and see them occasionally, but not very often. But I would say that you're about to have some kind of change happen that's going to bring you the answers that you're seeking. I do see that you're going to get some kind of epiphany that's going to show you exactly what you need to do. But you might want to consider opening your own place. Why do you say, oh my God? I've been telling y'all, the people that are drawn here are very gifted. You're just not in your life purpose. Good. Hello, beautiful. How are you? You have a question? You want me to do that reading for you without really saying what I'm doing? Rhonda, what's up? Cool. Well, I mean, definitely it looks like That's going to be somehow that's going to play a factor. Just a card? Okay. Okay, Spirit, what do you want to give Rhonda today? What card would you like to give Rhonda today? May I see, please? Show me what to do for Rhonda today. Rhonda, are you feeling are you feeling that heaviness that I'm feeling today? Okay. Alright, we're going to pull one of these. This is what I've been told to pull, so maybe it'll resonate with both of us. I'm feeling such a heaviness today, like it's overwhelming. Making me want to eat and sleep. Alright, have a card for Rhonda, please. Holy Spirit, have a card for Rhonda. I don't use these very often at all. This is Alice in Wonderland. That's too many. Be all day. Okay. Huh. There's a dragon here. I see 3 butterflies. I see blue eyes. I see blondish hair, platinum blonde hair. I see a rocking horse with purple hair and a butterfly on its back. And this is what it says. I also see somebody, whoa, wearing a headband. Whoa, 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 whoa. Here's the frog prince with his crown. Okay. Number 45, such a curious dream. Grounding, returning to beauty, and coming home. So many messages about coming home. It's just, ooh, wonderful. And last night, let me tell you, I had a dream last night. I had a job, and I was working for a company, and I was doing readings for the company. And I took all my stuff in, and they had a little desk set up for me to do the reading. And I did a reading for this huge group of people. And when the reading was over, it was time for me to go home, and I was trying to figure out how to get out. And I got out of the building, and there was a big body of water that looked like the water here where I live, behind Warehouser, which is a paper plant mill, like a paper mill. And I had to take a boat, but there was no boat. So I went back inside, and I was like, where's the boat to get out? Like, how do I get out of here? And everybody that I asked was pulling cards, and they were pulling the same cards I had pulled during my reading. But they weren't helping me. It was like, I'm asking you, how do I get out of here? And you're not giving me the right answer. You're just bullshitting me. And so finally I just woke up because I got sick of it. I felt so stuck in the wrong place. So, I don't know why I'm telling you that, but that dream was really, really weird. It was really real, too. And I didn't mind that they were pulling the cards that I had been pulling. I mean, that happens because spirit is spirit. But what I did mind is that the guidance that they were giving me was so way off in left field. And I was like, why are you telling me? I'm asking you how to get home. Where's the boat? I mean, like, Do you know if there's a boat or not? Surely you don't need to look at a card to know how I can get in a boat to get home. I mean, is there a boat or not? Does a boat come or do I have to call somebody? Dumbass. Oh, I've had such a curious dream, said Alice, and she told her sister as well as she could remember them, all these strange adventures of hers. And when she had finished, her sister kissed her and said, "It was a curious dream, dear, certainly, but now run into your tea, it's getting late." We often have remarkable moments, just as Alice does, when she begins her journey, by following the white rabbit. But just as we must follow the dream, we must also return to the everyday. And see, that's what I was trying to do, was to get home. In this card, at this moment, you are being asked to return to what many people might consider ordinary. You must take care of yourself, eat well, go home, be grounded, and take care of what must be taken care of. The ordinary and yet blessed responsibilities within our lives. There is still great magic in this, especially after journeying through our own wonderland and knowing true enchantment. For we can return, but we are forever changed. Now it is time to ground, come home, integrate the experiences you've had, and do the very simple mundane tasks most people don't consider special enough to have any magic at all within them. But they are magic, dear soul. They are. Let every simple act be done with awareness, simplicity, gratitude, and kindness. Do not be dissatisfied with the seemingly mundane nature of it all. Instead, embrace this coming back to earth as an opportunity to ground, reconnect, to bring a sense of the sacred, of the magic of Wonderland to all that you do, no matter how humble, that remember humility, it may be. You will return to that extraordinary place again, but for now, embrace the joy of being at home within your humanity. Divination, a time when work must be done. Eat well and prepare good meals. Make magic in the everyday activities and ordinary moments. A return from an extraordinary experience, adventure, travel, or holiday. When the time is right, you will encounter Wonderland once again. And I remember when I was going through the most intense part of the Kundalini awakening, I remember when someone told me, I was on a group on Facebook, and I was going through that real supernatural, all the crazy. You remember because you were watching the supernatural stuff that I went through. And some of it you just heard about, and some of it you were seeing, because it was really intense. But there was a man, and he said, one day you're going to have to return to your normal life again, but you'll never be the same. And he said, it's going to feel like your gifts are just being wasted, but they're not. One day you'll return again. And so I had to make that adjustment. I'm still kind of making that adjustment. For a while there, I thought that my readings were not going to be the same. And they haven't been. I mean, I'm honest with you, they haven't been. But they're still very good. They're just not the same as they were when the cards would fly across the room. But when you're going through this spiritual awakening, there's going to be times when Spirit is going to make you get grounded and be at home and just do the mundane. Because if we were up here all the time, we would lose touch with reality. We have to come back down to earth. Because you are such a special and gifted person. You have to come back down to earth and ground yourself, okay? You and I are kind of on that same wavelength right now. Kind of been through similar paths. Yours has been a lot more treacherous than mine, but I had my treacherous path like the one you're having 20 years ago. I think you maybe get a little bit younger than me. I'm not sure. I just turned 52 on December 15th. Impossible things. Working through disbelief. Imaginative leaps and fresh perspective. There's no use trying, she said. One can't believe impossible things. I dare say you haven't had much practice, said the Queen. When I was your age, I always did it for the half an hour a day. Why, sometimes I've believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. Alice is correct. It is indeed difficult to believe in impossible things. However, it is the Queen's viewpoint that resonates most with Alice. And when you receive this card, with you too, you are being asked to believe in you are being asked to believe in something that seems impossible at present. This could be a miracle or something that seems too good to be true. It also talks of belief as a matter of discipline and practice. As the Queen says, the practices, why can't I read this? As the Queen says, she practices believing in impossible things. What if you were to practice believing in impossible things? If you were to spend half an hour each day meditating on a miracle, changing your thoughts, or focusing on creating an amazing life, you would slowly but surely expand your limits of possibility. If you devoted a half hour each day to creating wonderful changes within yourself, what would you achieve? Financial breakthroughs, relationship bliss, physical healing? Devote yourself to something you wish to improve. When we do this, then just like the Queen, we too start to believe in impossible things, because dedication steadily brings the impossible closer. Divination. A struggle to accept, a struggle to accept what seems unlikely. Devote regular time to improving a situation, becoming better at something you care about, or changing something for the better. Meditate on a miracle and believe in impossible things. And I can see why Spirit's asking this of us. You and I both need to do this. We both need to do this. And it's weird how I'm saying things that come out in the book. The right way, learning to create what you desire. And we're doing that on this channel lately. We've been really working on the law of attraction. And I'm so grateful to have you all here. Thank you for liking the video, subscribing, sharing. All right, Rhonda, the right way. Learning to create what you desire. How am I to get in? Asked Alice again in a louder tone. Are you to get in at all? Said the footman. What's the first question you know? It was to doubt. It was no doubt only Alice did not like to be told so. The frog footman really does get to the heart of things. When we are pondering how to make a life dream happen, or how we are to get through or to the other side of whatever issue is facing us. And see, in that dream, I was stuck with people that I didn't want to be with. I wanted away from those people, and I didn't have any way out but to wake up from my dream. Thank God it was just only a dream. When we are pondering how to make life dream happen, or how to get in through or to the other side of whatever issue is facing us, we might wonder if we are meant to get in at all, as the frog footman puts out. We can spend a great deal of time pondering our destiny, wondering if something is meant for us, and sometimes giving up fate, proclaiming, if it is meant to be, it is meant to be. Alice has a different approach. She doesn't ask if she is meant to be. She asks how it will be. She doesn't ask if it is meant to be. She asks how it will be done. This practical approach may not seem so spiritual to some. Are we not meant to go with the flow and see where life takes us? Here, Alice knows what must be done and sets out to discover how to achieve it. When this card comes to you, this is just what you must do. Do not wonder if something is meant for you or not. Leave it in the hands of God. Instead, do not leave it in the hands. Okay, let me start over. Do not wonder if something is meant for you, nor leave it in the hands of God. Instead, think of how it can be done. What practical steps can you take? How can you approach the problem in order to solve it? What action can be taken, and what advice can you seek? There is always a way through to the other side, but passively waiting and waiting and waiting for it to simply swing open is not as powerful as actively figuring out the puzzle and discovering how you are to reach the other side. So ask questions, seek advice, look again from a different angle. Think of the how, not the if. Okay, divination. Wanting to get through to the other side of a situation, a desire to walk through a gateway of the life transition to become an insider rather than remaining on the periphery, wanting to have an impact, to be included, to be a part of the activities and have an influence on the world, a willingness to learn step by step. Okay, so in my dream, when I wasn't able to get the answers that I wanted, what I should have done was gone back to my own cards and asked my own question. Because I trust my cards. Even though they were getting the same cards, they weren't interpreting them the same way. Of course. Amen, Rhonda. Amen. It's already done, baby. Amen. We're coming out of a place that we've been in for a long freaking time, baby girl. Is there anybody ahead of you, Cheryl? Was there someone else that came ahead, or is there someone after you, I guess is what I'm asking. Okay, Space Cowboy, I got you. Cheryl, we'll throw Space Cowboy in. Do you want to go before or after him? He's new. I met him yesterday. Okay. All right, Space Cowboy, you're up, baby. What's your question? Always when you come, you have to get with whoever's moderating, and I didn't mention today that it was Cheryl, Because I thought Kailash was going to be here in the beginning, but I guess Kailash couldn't make it today. But, I mean, there's really no need to have both if we don't have any more people than this asking questions. So, he'll be back next time. Oh, okay. You'd just like to know if that Scorpio woman, Armani, misses me. Oh, that's right. We were going to ask this yesterday and we couldn't. So you want to know if she misses you and regrets cutting you off. Okay, let's find out. I remember your question now from yesterday. And you did have like another question and this was it and we never got around to it. Does she miss Space Cowboy? Does Armani miss Space Cowboy? I'm going to ask one at a time, okay? Compromise and get more information. Does Armani miss Space Cowboy? May I see, please? May I see, please? Romance and don't get more information. Does Armani miss Space Cowboy? May I see, please? No. I'm sorry, Armani. No big happy changes at this point. The answer is clearly no. And no big happy changes. Now, let's look at something else real quick. Show me how she does feel about Space Cowboy. Like you're loyal and she misses you. That's odd. Like y'all were having a deep relationship. And maybe she's thinking about you. Because the card says thinking. Maybe she thinks about you. But it's not like a missing, like a longing. She's thinking about returning to you, actually. Does she regret what happened? She's thinking about confessing something to you. Can you tell me if she regrets whatever happened in their relationship? How does she feel about that? Oh, Armani, baby, I told you this yesterday. I mean, why do I keep calling you Armani? Space Cowboy, this is what she thinks, that you're twin flames. And that this is not a curse. Yeah, she thinks you're twin flames. Show me where Space Cowboy is in this journey. Remember yesterday you were reinventing. You are feeling the pain of separation, Space Cowboy. Alright, where is Armani here? Armani needs to do inner child work she hasn't done, and she's not taking action on doing that. It's like she's somewhat unawake, but she does know you're her twin flame. And what's connecting these two? Remember yesterday, I think it was twin flame. We already saw that. This is okay. What's connecting them? There's a need for starting over. But there would be destruction in order for that to happen. Somebody wants a fresh start, but they don't want to have to go through destruction for it to happen. Outcome of the fresh start. A commitment. So eventually you will have a commitment, and there's a karmic partner involved that has to end. And I think we saw that she had a karmic partner yesterday. Can you give me a time frame? My shirt keeps riding up. On when this relationship might come together. I have more than one timing deck. When might this relationship It's not the right time came out in reverse, so that means it is the right time, but you're wasting your time. Give me more. What are you saying? You're confusing me. Spirit says right now you're taking a break, but it is worth waiting for. Can you give us anything more specific about the timing? In a few months, not on a holiday, but in December. Something could have happened in December. Something is going to happen in a few months, but not on a holiday. That's what I'm getting. Or something might happen in December in the future. Something might also happen in a few months. And it's not going to be on a holiday in December. So, I don't know. I don't know. You might know more about what I'm saying than I do. That's usually the case. Today's reading was about a reunion, by the way. I don't know. How are you wasting your time? What do you do with your time? Are you wasting your time? You mean with her? Is Armani waste? I keep calling you her name. I don't understand why. I never do that. Is Space Cowboy wasting their time with Armani? Take action, Spirit says. Take action. I'm going to look at one more thing and then I'm moving on to Cheryl because I'm getting tired. Clarify taking action. You need to be a fool. You need to be fearless and have a new beginning. That's what hasn't transformed. You're resisting. Somebody's resisting the end of something. What happens when you take action and act fearless and bold like this? You'll have to temper yourself because of the Seven of Swords. Somebody is hiding deceit. What do you mean they're hiding deceit? This is wish fulfillment. And this is the 9 and 10 of Cups. Take action, fool. And stop deceiving somebody by being patient. You know that this is traditional and you're supposed to be with this person. And the reason why I keep mixing the names up, there's something going on with you. What am I missing? That's what I thought. You got the wild card. Why are they deceiving themselves? Because you need to be fearless and take action and stop comparing this person to somebody else. There's a comparison going on here. Somebody wouldn't take this love at one time because they were comparing somebody to this. This is a Sagittarius for sure. One of you has a very strong Sagittarius placement. And they have been deceiving, wearing masks even, and deceiving about wanting to take fearless action because they regret not taking your love in the past. You have the wild card and the 8 of Cups. Like, walk away. I can ask that as a yes or no question and see what happens. But this is giving me every indication that, yeah, should Space Cowboy, yeah, should Space Cowboy approach this person today about being a part of their life? If you believe and communicate clearly, you're ready. Okay. Will they be receptive if Space Cowboy reaches out today? Don't ask for help from others. An opportunity. So I think yes. I think if you'd asked her today that it would give you an opportunity. Didn't I just say that something would happen today? I can't even remember what I'm saying. But yeah, I think you have a good chance. If this person when would be a good time to reach out? Is today the right day? What's the right day to reach out and ask this person for another opportunity? I'm not taking that many cards. There we go. It says on a foggy day. Is it foggy where you live? Not in March. Not within 18 months. Can you be more specific? It looks like she is, but she's been deceiving herself about it. Where did that card go? Oh, okay. It says, not in spring and not at midnight. Something happened in December, and we saw that already. Maybe that's her birthday. I got on a foggy day. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's a bad idea. To me, it doesn't look like a bad idea at all. It looks like somebody wants to take a risk, and they've been controlling themselves because of hiding, deceiving somebody about how much they desire this fearless action, this recklessness, just to come in and save the day because they regret that they didn't take love and that they walked away. What happens if he asks her today if she wants to be a part of his life? Alright. It'll be a difficult decision. And you need to know how you're coming out as a King of Cups, so you might have a water placement or a Virgo or Scorpio rather. Okay, and there's some other placement here. Aquarius, that's what I was trying to say. You could be an Aquarius for sure. But you're showing up as a King of Cups. You could also be a Gemini. But you really need to clarify why the King of Cups is in reverse. Because of the damn Emperor. In reverse. Why is he in reverse? Because of the Ten of Swords and the Five of Coins. Because of the deep anguish and the hard misfortune that you've been through. You need to stand in your power as Divine Masculine if you want to face the Divine Feminine. And return to her with confidence. That is your answer. When you can return to this person with full confidence that you're ready for this, then go for it. That King of Cups could have been a Scorpio. You're healing from this loss. Have I looked at how she feels about you? How does this woman feel, Armani? How does she feel about Space Cowboy? If I've looked, I'm looking again. She feels like there's possibilities and that there's no third parties, and she's longing. Call the fucking woman and tell us how it goes. It ain't gonna hurt anything. It's not gonna hurt a thing. You're welcome. Exactly. Or on a foggy day. Watch it be foggy tonight. You are so welcome, baby. All right, Cheryl, what do we need to do for you? Cool. Yeah, do it. Do it, baby. Do it. We can, if you want to, or I can do it. You just want me to pull a card for you, or did you have like a whole reading? I don't mind doing it. We can do it. Let's go ahead. We'll see what comes out for you. What do you want to say to Cheryl Spirit? I'm always curious to see what your best friend says to you. What would Cheryl's best friend say to her? May I see, please? Focus on what makes you feel like yourself and don't make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. Okay? So that's one thing Spirit wanted to say to you. I think I need to get you one of these today. This is what I'm feeling for you today. The Soul Truth Self-Awareness Deck. What does Cheryl need to know, Spirit, to evolve into the highest version? Okay, what if it was easy? It doesn't have to be hard. Call in the universe, the stars, the angels, and all their powers. Find the solution. Would you take the next step if it were easy? It's time to expect ease. Call in grace and receive guidance. You are supported. Today's soul action. List 10 possible ideals for your soul's current calling. Lean into ease. It's here for you. You just have to say yes to it. Okay? And am I consistently showing up? Some trade their dreams for comfort, yet comfort is the enemy of progress. Success requires showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, and even when it feels uncomfortable. It takes grit and an endless vision to stay consistent to your dreams. Today's soul action. Journal where you can be more consistent in your life in alignment with your soul's goals, and then show up. Okay? And am I on the right path? Sometimes we second guess what we are doing. We lose trust in the process and question if we are even on the right path at all. Know this, you are on the right path. Keep going, keep believing, keep remembering that you made a soul contract that you are currently fulfilling in every area of your life. Even if you can't see it, that doesn't mean it's not real. Today's soul action. Today, search for all the ways you are aligned with your soul's purpose. The signs will appear. Let this newfound trust fuel your next steps. And It's probably just UPS or somebody. What am I looking for outside myself that is already within me? Are you looking for more guidance, confidence, peace, wisdom, love, or something else? When we search outside ourselves, we can become overwhelmed, frustrated, and feel quite not quite good enough. It's time to go inward and find everything you seek. All the answers you need lie within you. And I think that came out in the original, or that was in yesterday's. Breathe in your favorite essential oil. Inhale deeply into your body. Drop your shoulders and spend some time hanging out with your soul today. Ask for what you want and you need and be ready for the answers. Okay? I think those were pretty good. Alright, and now I'm going to let you ask a question. I'm going to let you ask a question, okay? So get ready with your question. This question is for Cheryl and Cheryl only. I love you too. Get your question ready. I'm going to let you ask a question. Let me know when you're ready. You don't have one? Okay, let me think of one. Okay. Still the same. Still the same answer. Alright, I guess that's going to be a wrap for today. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all, and I hope you enjoyed today's reading. I will be back probably tomorrow afternoon. I have to work a long day tomorrow. So if for some reason you don't see me tomorrow, I'll be back Tuesday, okay? Afternoon around 5 o'clock. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And Regina, I promise you I'm going to get to yours, okay? And I'll let you know when I post it. Y'all take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.